Welcome. Today's practice is a little bit more of a challenging balance sequence. One in which maybe at first you're not able to get some of these poses, but maybe with time and with practice, you'll be a little more comfortable and find the freedom, the space, and that sense of balance within them. Balance to me isn't only just standing on one leg, which we'll do a lot of today, but it's working the balance from within. And I think that that's truly what is key to being able to stand on one leg for longer periods of time. It's activating, and it's the awareness and mindfulness of an inner sense of balance. And so for me, I practice that not only through balanced breath, but also through this sense of being balanced between rooting ourselves down into the earth plane and rising up, that freedom to expand, to explore in all ways, not just our physical asana practice. So what's key to that as we move through our practice is that awareness of how you're touching the earth, feeling, using that sense of rooting down and rising up. So often in class, I talk about a tree, and I feel that same analogy works for every posture that we do. We have energetic roots that burrow down into the earth. Those roots are being held by the earth, just like the earth holds the roots of a tree and enables the tree to grow up and tall and expand in all directions. And we do the same thing on an energetic level. So having that awareness as you move through your practice, as you especially move through more challenging balance poses, feeling your sense of rooting down and rising up. The second thing that's important is this awareness of core. And so bringing it back to your core, because this is really where I feel a sense of rooting down and rising up, or the center of gravity. So having that core awareness and a sense of balance, not only within ourselves, but within our practice and our lives. So let's begin lying down on our backs. You can either extend your legs straight out onto your mat, or you can keep your knees bent, feet grounded. Your arms can come to rest wherever feels comfortable for you, and just take a few moments to readjust your body, to lengthen your spine, and to gradually come to settle. Closing your eyes, shift awareness towards your breath. And let's first begin to track this breath flowing in and out through the nose. And as you become aware of your breath here at this point, start to gently let go of the outside world, of this day, of this week, of this month, of this year that you've had. Let everything begin to melt away as you come fully into the present, into the here and now, into your body as it breathes. Begin to attune to the rhythms of your body, the sensations of your body and of this breath. Feel into the surfaces that are beneath you, holding you, supporting you, and relax into them. From deep within, invoke an expansiveness, even a lightness that may even extend beyond the boundaries of your physical form. You may notice your breath deepens without too much effort. Just awareness. Maybe feel into your lungs as they expand on the inhale and soften on the exhale. As you stay with this breath, let your awareness extend beyond your lungs, feeling into your abdomen, into your rib cage, your chest, and the sensations and the movements of your breath within these areas. When you feel ready, begin to establish this inner rhythm where you're inhaling, filling belly through chest, and you're exhaling, emptying chest through belly. Breathing in, your abdomen expands, rising first, followed by your chest. And breathing out, your chest softens first, followed by your abdomen. Take a few moments to establish this inner rhythm. To feel into the depths and the expansiveness of your breath within these areas. Being mindful of any tension that creeps in and softening right into it. And once you find this rhythm and this depth to your breath, let's add a 5 count breathing in and up. And that same length of 5 count on the breath back down and out. And maybe you're only counting to about a 3 or 4, and that's okay to start. Maybe gradually working towards this balanced 5 count breath. The more important component is that your 2 breaths are of equal length. It's not so much what you count to. And you don't really need to go beyond 5. We don't want to go into too deep of a relaxation here. We're just establishing this inner rhythm and balance to set the foundation for our practice. So take a few more of these breaths, mentally breathing in as you slowly count towards 5. And working that same length, this bit of control as you release the breath back out. Once you've found that rhythm and this balanced flow to your 2 breaths, you can begin to let go of the effort and just follow your breath. So that this balanced and rhythmic flow of your breath now is your natural breath. Now start to draw awareness back to breath through your nose. Take a moment here as you reconnect with this inner spaciousness, perhaps clarity, just to honor your body and where it's at today. Allowing yourself to be open to explore balance within yourself, not only physically, but on all levels of your being, without forcing anything. And remembering that this is a practice. There's no judgment. There's no expectations. Enter into this time, this space, open, curious, and with a deep respect and reverence for your body as it is now. When you feel ready, you can slowly begin to awaken your body. Maybe feeling first into your hands and into your feet, Taking your time just to feel these spaces. These are points that become our rooting in some of our poses. So take your time to really connect. Feel the soles of your feet as they stretch. The palms of your hands, your fingers, your toes. Curl all those in. Feel into your wrists, your ankles. And when you feel ready, you can let both legs begin to extend straight out onto your mat. Both arms coming overhead, and on the inhale, we lengthen from the center of body, opposite directions. Now relax, letting arms come by your sides. We're going to bring knees to chest, wrapping the arms around them, taking a moment to readjust your body in any way here so that you can comfortably relax into your shoulders and into your hips. Take a moment for stillness. So often we're moving from one thing to the next, and when you're practicing balancing, you really need to get comfortable with being still and relaxing into that stillness. And from here, you can start to gently, slowly rock the knees side to side. Take your time with this. We want to open our hips. We want to open the lower back. And so forcing or moving quickly, you're probably not going to gently stretch and open these spaces. So take your time, easing into your practice, into the larger movements, the more challenging postures. We need to first open these deep spaces that will support us and that are really necessary to stretch and lengthen in order to fully find balance. You can guide knees in a circular motion when you feel ready, that slight variation. Holding into any stretches that feel nice for you in the moment. Staying connected with your breath through your nose. Relax into your shoulders. Reversing those circles when you feel ready. And then maybe coming back to knees side to side once or twice more, readjusting that lower back of your pelvis a little bit as hopefully those areas have started to stretch and lengthen a little bit. And you can start to guide your knees wide apart. As wide as you comfortably can go here, relax into your inner hips, inner thighs, and those shoulders. Take a breath, softening, holding awareness here within. And then maybe start to close your knees back in together. And as you breathe in, slowly open your knees apart. And on the breath out, we guide the knees back in together. So as you inhale, the knees draw apart. And as you exhale, the knees close back together. Let your hands support and really guide the knees as your legs relax. The next time those knees open wide, take right hand to the back of right thigh and extend your right leg out to the side. Lead with the heel. Doesn't have to be a straight leg, but lead with that heel. And then we'll bring a little bit of movement into the foot and the ankle. Starting to open through the back of that leg, inner seam of the leg. You can bend the knee, guiding the foot back in. Hold on to that knee. Left hand to left thigh will extend through the left leg, leading with heel. And then a little bit of movement into the foot and the ankle before guiding that foot back in. Knees come slowly in together,
Rock pelvis forward and back, keeping your knees together. So awareness here into lower back, back of your pelvis, but then also start to feel up through the rest of your spine, beginning to awaken that main energy channel that runs through the length of your spine, all the way up through the crown of your head. Nothing too forced, more of an awareness. Now you can start to release your knees, feet coming to mat. Let's take a twist here, crossing your right knee over your left. Your hips are going to turn to the left, your knees fall in that direction. Both arms, or at least that right arm, may come out to the side about shoulders height. Lengthen through your neck, through your spine. Take a breath and relax into your shoulders, into your whole body. As you breathe in, you can come back up. Readjust your pelvis, your spine, grounding right foot this time. Left knee will cross right knee. Hips turn to the right and knees fall in that direction. That left arm especially out to side. I tend to like to keep that right arm in this case a little closer, resting to rib cage. Lengthen through your neck, adjust those shoulders if needed, or that bottom hip. And take a breath here, lengthening through your spine as you twist it. Next inhale, you can come back through center. Go ahead, extend both legs out, both arms overhead. We breathe in to lengthen the whole body. And breathe out to relax. Stable through your core, you can start to lift. And let's come around to hands and knees. And take a few cat-cows, just to kind of awaken, to loosen that spine, and to bring awareness to our core. So as you find tabletop, wrists in line with shoulders, knees in line with hips, you can move around a little bit, stretch in any way before fully settling and arriving here. Take a breath in through your nose. On your exhale, round your spine up through your cat pose, tucking head, hips. On your inhale, release through your cow pose, lifting your head, your hips. Again, as you exhale, arch your spine up, lift your navel, gaze in that direction. Inhale to release. Open through your heart, gaze forward and slightly up. Take a few more of these at your own pace, starting to bring that awareness into your core, that band, right at the center of your body. Not only your belly, your abdomen, but your lower back and the sides of your belly as well. This whole sort of band around the center of your body, all working together. Spreading those fingers a little bit wider apart. Feel your sense of rooting. Feel your connection to the earth plane beneath. And not only through your palms, but through your knees, through the tops of the feet as well. We're going to start with a little bit of balance here. Awareness in core, awareness in the sense of rooting. Next, inhale as you release through your cow, add your right leg and your left arm. Nice and slowly. Exhale, draw your knee, your elbow in, rounding your spine up through cat. Inhale, extend from your core, lengthening through the front of your body. Exhale, draw in and up towards that core point. Inhale to extend and lengthen. Exhale, draw in and up. Let's take about 2 more of these. Feel into your roots, that right palm, your left knee, left foot helping to support you. 1 more here, inhaling to extend, lifting arm, lifting leg. Exhale, curl in. Now let's inhale to extend back out. But then as you exhale, we'll ground the palm, we'll ground the knee, round spine through cat. Right to other side, inhale and release. We extend left leg and lift the right arm. Exhale, draw in and up, rounding spine. Inhale to extend, feel into your roots. Let yourself be supported. Curl in and round up. Inhale, extend from that core point, lengthening. Exhale, draw in towards it, rounding up. 2 more. Inhaling. Nice control. Don't let momentum take over. exhaling. One more full one here. Inhale as you open. Exhale, draw in, round up. Inhale, extend back out. And then exhaling, palm to mat, knee to mat. Round your spine up. Let's hold this cat stretch. Take a few extra breaths, pressing down through your palms. Let your head hang. You may even like to rock forward, back a little bit through your shoulders, your hips. And then as you inhale next, start to release towards neutral spine. Engage your core, lifting that navel a bit. We'll send one leg back and then the other, coming first into a plank. Hugging into thighs, pressing through palms, shoulder blades down your back. Maybe rock forward, back a little bit here. And as you rock back, lift those hips up and into your downward facing dog. Take a moment. Try not to position those feet too far from that plank positioning. Let your chest ease back towards your thighs. Extend through your arms. Shoulder blades are broad. If you want to walk your dog a little bit here, you can. You may like to add a little bit of movement through your neck. And breathe. One of the reasons that I encourage you to find sort of this foot positioning that allows you to transition easily into plank and down dog is that I find as we go into side plank, which we're going to do in a moment, it's an easier transition and more comfortable to come back into your down dog rather than to a plank. It's almost like you get a break in between those two sides. So try to position those feet in your down dog in the same place that they are in your plank. Now we'll head into side plank, balancing first on left palm. Shoulders come forward. We open to the left, pivoting feet, so toes are to the right. You can keep the feet, both feet grounded, or you can stack the feet and let that right arm come over your head. Now maybe extend over your ear. As you press through that left palm, we lift the bottom hip, getting a nice stretch to the right side. And then just kind of come back towards more of a neutral position. Engage your core and see if you can lift that top leg. You may even choose to go into a tree pose, a fallen tree pose. Just remember, no pressure on knees. And then with awareness and control, lead from your core as we come back into down dog, hips up and back. Take a few moments, stretch, move in any ways here before we go over to that other side. Awareness into core. Let's start to come into our side plank, now balancing on the right palm. Turning feet to the left, toes to left. You can stack the feet and let your left arm come overhead. I like to extend over the ear, getting that nice stretch through the left side of body, pressing through right palm, lifting bottom hip. And then with the arm a little more overhead, stable through core, lift your left leg. Maybe bring sole of the foot to the thigh or to your shin, opening that knee back into that fallen tree position. And from here, nice control, stable through core, release that left palm, lift hips up and back into your dog. Take a few moments here, moving, stretching in any ways that feel right for you. Breathing. And when you feel ready, start to walk your feet forward towards the front of your mat. Take a few moments coming into Uttanasana, our standing forward bend. And this first one especially, you can stretch out a little bit. Start to establish the mountain pose positioning through your feet, toes spread wide, those feet hip distance apart. And then just softening into your knees. Let your spine release forward. If you'd like, you can interlace your arms, letting your head hang, shoulders release. And take a few gentle breaths here. Any light movement, or just holding. Start to feel that connection to the earth beneath your feet. Let your toes help to support you. And as you release your arms, fingertips can either come to the mat or to your shin, and just start to work length out through your spine. Kind of a half lift here, engaging your core, shoulder blades broad, neck nice and long. Pressing through heels, you can keep that soft bend in your knees. And then inhale, let's lift, sweeping those arms out and overhead. As you exhale, release, fold yourself forward again. Take your time. You want to start to feel into the back of your body, letting your spine release. With an inhale, maybe a half lift, working a bit of that length, any movement. And exhale, folding forward into this again. Knees may soften a little bit. I find a light bend, or a slight bend here in my knees. Helps me to get a deeper release through my spine. Also helps me to open hamstrings a little deeper and the back of pelvis. As you breathe in, we're going to lift again. Long spine, reach those arms out and overhead. Maybe arch back a bit. And then exhale again, fold forward. Feel into the back of your body. Soften those knees when you need to. Try not to bend from your waist, but hinge from your hips. Full release of spine. Maybe add your half lift, lengthening out a little bit. And folding back into this. Nose towards knees. Pressing through your heels. Again, maybe a slight bend in those knees as you lift through your sit bones. Let's take one more of these. Inhale, lifting, long spine, arms overhead, arching back, and then exhale to release and fold yourself forward once more. Half lift, lengthening, and easing forward back into this space. Now setting up for half moon, walk those hands out in front of you a little bit, maybe about shoulders distance or hip distance apart. Your spine a little longer, knees can be bent. You can even be up on these fingertips or use a block underneath your hands for support. We're going to shift weight to left leg. Start to sweep that right leg up behind you. Take a moment here as you press through the heel, work the length through that lifted heel, extending. Find a bit of length through your spine rather than just collapsing and folding forward. And then see if you can start to lift this right hip up and back towards the back of your body. So you're opening your hips to the right, toes on that right foot now point straight out to the side. You may lift up our body a little bit, and maybe that right arm comes over your head into your half moon. You can keep your gaze down, finding a point of focus, or you may gradually start to take it out to the right, and maybe up towards that right thumb. And then with control, slowly, mindfully, release your right arm, bend that right knee, start to guide the foot back down, rooted into mat. Stretch a little bit here before we do that other side. Working that length through your spine, shifting weight to right leg. Let's lift the left leg behind. And take a moment, just work the length through both heels. Nice and opening through the back of body, nice and opening to those hamstrings, which are gonna come into play not only here, but in the next few poses that we do. And then feel into the left hip bone, lift it up and take it towards the back of your body. You're opening those hips to the left. Try and keep this left leg about parallel to the floor. And as you lengthen through your spine, this left arm may come over your head, thumb in line with nose. Gaze can stay down, or gradually working towards looking to the left, and eventually overhead towards that thumb. Breathe. With awareness, left arm can release. Bend into the knee. Ground that foot. Fold forward. One more breath here. Any movement, stretches. And then next inhale, we're going to lift long spine, arms out, overhead, arch back a bit. Exhale, just release your arms. Roll out your shoulders a little bit. Take a moment just to come into mountain pose position. Feet hip distance apart, maybe palms collecting here at your heart center and settling. Reconnecting with your breath, with the present here and now, with your body, rooted down into the earth plane, gently rising up like a tree. There's no struggle. As you open your eyes, give yourself a point of focus, and we'll start to shift weight over to the right leg, bringing sole of the left foot to the ankle, the shin, or the thighs. We come into tree pose. Be mindful not to let this foot rest on the knee. That is not healthy for the knee, so either above or below it. This left knee opens out to side, and your hips stay squared forward and even to one another. We don't want to tilt the hips. So nice and even. Check in with your breath. Soften. Feel into the earth plane beneath. And this nice length up through crown. Start to open through your right arm, extending it out. Take this left hand, catch hold of the foot, toe, and see if you can extend that leg out to side, leading with the heel. Your hips stay squared forward, but the leg draws back, opening. Breathe. It may help to shift your gaze to the right to counter that balance. Stay connected to core. And you either can come back to tree pose, or as you bend that knee, open here, guiding the knee down, bringing the heel to the inside of that right hip. Be mindful that that knee points down. Breathe here. Now we're going to add a twist, extending this leg, left leg straight out. Hold on to it with your right hand. Take this left hand behind you, parallel to the floor. Find your stability, find your balance. Start to shift your gaze to the left. Maybe gradually all the way back to that left thumb. And then as you shift back through center, left hand to foot, fold forward. And release. See if you can keep that leg lifted. Hold on to the foot behind you. Last pose, dancer. Right arm can come overhead. As you press this left foot into the hand, hinge at your hips. Back bend opening through the front of your spine. And then you can slowly, mindfully release. Good job. Shake out a little bit. Take a moment, recentering yourself, reestablishing mountain. Palms can come into heart. Breathe. As you give yourself a point of focus, let's ease into tree on the opposite side. So shifting weight to left leg, sole of right foot, coming to ankle, shin, or thigh. Again, no knees. This right knee draws back, your hips are squared forward and level to one another. Breathe. Good time to really connect with the earth beneath. The stability through your core and that lift up through your spine. You can add left arm out. Right hand catches hold of the foot or the big toe. And take your time. Don't throw yourself into these. Start to extend that leg out, leading with heel, drawing the leg back. Sometimes I'll shift my gaze to the left. Gradually, slowly. Breathe. And then take your time as you bend that knee, guiding the foot back in. Remember, you can go back to that tree pose, or you can draw the foot in, bringing that heel to the inside of your left hip. So I like to reconnect here, lengthen through spine, guide that knee down. Take a breath. And then into our twist. So extending this right leg out, you're going to hold on to it with the left hand. Take your time, lead with heel. Right arm goes behind you, parallel to the floor. And gradually start to shift your gaze to the right. I usually find a couple points along that path. Maybe eventually looking all the way back towards that thumb. And then slowly make your way forward again. See if you can hold on to that flow with both hands, fold forward, heart towards the knee. You can release, catch hold of the foot behind you. Take a moment, find your balance. That left arm overhead, class pose, dancer. Keep that knee hugging in, not opening out to side. Press the foot into the hand. Fold from your hips, stretching, opening from your body. And release. Good job. Shake out. Open those feet nice and wide. Big toes turned in, hands to hips, and just gently fold yourself forward into this space. Hands can come to support. You may soften into knees, maybe shifting your hips over to one side or to that left a little bit as you push through the right foot. And then over to the right as you press through the left foot. You can go back to side once or twice more here before eventually just letting your spine release forward into this space, relaxing, breathing. Now start to walk your hands to the left, pivoting your feet in that direction, dropping the right knee down to the mat. Make sure this left knee is in line with the ankle. Just go for a gentle lunge here, opening front of your body, this right hip especially, letting the hips sink down. Bring awareness into your core as you start to lift your hips a little bit, and maybe even that back foot. See if you can catch hold of it with both hands. Find your balance. Guide the foot in. Root down. You can release from here. We're going to lift those hips. Walk back towards that center position. Any gentle stretches here, and then we're going to go over to the opposite side. So now bending into the knee, dropping that left knee down. Keep a right knee in line with or behind the ankle, not in front of it. Relax your hips. Feel into this left hip. Lifting that left foot behind you, catch hold of it. First with your right hand, and then with the left. Stay rooted, feel into the earth plane beneath you. Rise out of it. Breathe here. Now you can start to release. Lifting hips, come back towards that center point. Any gentle movement. And just kind of slowly walk those feet a little closer together. Maybe about shoulders distance apart. You can turn the toes out, bend your knees, drop into Malasana, your squat. Garland pose. Take a few moments readjusting. Palms can come into your heart. Elbows to the insides of your knees. Press heels of your palms together. Broadening your chest, lengthening your spine. Close your eyes. Take a breath or two here. I'm going to shift a little bit as we head into crow pose next, just so you can kind of see me from the side. So from this positioning, I usually will bring my feet a little closer together. Palms are coming back to the mat, maybe a little wider apart, shoulders distance apart. Fingers spread wide, and I usually turn my hands in a little bit so that the thumbs align with each other. Now knees are bent nice and deep. We're going to lift the hips, bend your elbows, and bring those knees to rest to the top of your arms. Let your gaze come out in front of you, and as you shift weight forward, you're stable through your core. See if you can lift one or both of your feet off of the mat. Feel into roots here through your palms, lifting through your core. Breathe. You can practice that one. When you feel ready, come to sit into bound angle, soles of your feet together, and just hinging forward from your hips, taking a few moments, coming into this space. Close your eyes, breathe. Now's the time to relax a bit. After all that work that you've done, enjoy the sense of release. You can lift upper body, lengthening your spine. Let's take a twist from here, right arm behind you. Left hand holds onto that right knee, maybe even lifting it up a little bit. Twist through your chest, your neck to the right, keeping the length in your spine. Crown to tailbone, or tailbone to crown. Deep breath. And then as you inhale, you can release. We'll take left arm behind the back, right hand holds onto left knee, guiding it up a little bit, lengthening up, twisting to the left, chest, neck, soften into your shoulders, close your eyes, take a deep breath into your body, nice and slowly filling, and then emptying. As you breathe in, you can release. Draw those knees back up. Let's come down onto back. As you come down, bring knees back in. Just kind of notice what you're needing. For me, it feels right to want to open the knees a little wider and draw them back in, but maybe you just want to keep knees together and rock a little bit side to side. Whatever feels most comfortable for you right now, or simply holding. A good time to reconnect with our breath, with our body. Start to lengthen the spine, especially through your neck, your head. Relax your shoulders. When you feel ready, you can release your knees, bringing feet to mat, and then extending your legs out. Nice and open, shoulders distance apart, toes out. Let your arms come out to the sides with palms up. And again, take a few moments to readjust your body, finding that bit of length through your spine. Your shoulders relax.
your hips relax. Closing your eyes, come back to that gentle breath. Softening into your forehead, your temples, and down the sides of your face, through your jaw, and into your chin. Soften into your throat, the sides of your neck. Feel into the expansion through your chest, your clavicles, these same areas, then soften. Your awareness extends out into your arms, observing the sensations of stillness all the way down into your palms, into your fingers, and into your fingertips. With a gentle in-breath, collect your awareness back into your heart center, the middle of your chest. And soften into this space, into your rib cage, into your belly. And gradually into that space between your hips. Extend your awareness down through the length of your legs, observing, feeling into the sensations of stillness throughout. All the way into the soles of your feet, your toes, and the space just beyond. And with a gentle breath in, awareness comes back up through the length of your legs and takes in the whole of your body, of your being, and soften. Finding that deep sense of release, letting go on all levels of your being. Observing, feeling, being just as you are. Let yourself rest in this space for as long as feels comfortable for you, before slowly and gradually making your way back into your day. Namaste.